that he was going to give Deontay Wilder a rematch. But after further consideration and reliving that moment of him almost getting knocked out by Deontay Wilder, he's elected to go with ESPN. Now, when he went to ESPN, he got this short list of opponents that was offered to him. One of the names on that list was a very talented, undefeated contender, Colombia's Oscar Rivas, who just got a very impressive win over Brian Jennings. That would have been a hell of a consolation prize for the fans if Tyson Fury wasn't going to give Deontay Wilder a rematch. It turned out Tyson Fury turned down that fight, and then they started to look at other opponents. One of the opponents they were looking at was who? Brian Jennings, the guy that Oscar Rivas had just knocked out. But I guess Top Rank and Team Fury, they realized it would be way too much backlash if they pulled a stunt like that. So now the opponent that's expected to get the assignment against Tyson Fury is a fighter not too many people have heard of from Germany by the name of Tom Schwarz. There's nothing special about him in terms of his skill, and that's most likely why he will end up getting the assignment. He's not a big power puncher like Oscar Rivas. He's not a knockout artist. He doesn't have this unbelievable Roy Jones speed or any type of attributes like that. He's just an undefeated German fighter that no one has really heard of. So I don't think this fight is going to do the fans any favors. I don't think it's going to do ESPN any favors. Because a lot of people, this is not the fight that they want to watch. Like I said, if he wasn't going to fight against Wilder, Oscar Rivas would have made a lot more sense. If Tyson Fury says that he's the best heavyweight in the world, why is he facing the type of opponents that prospects usually fight? I mean, Tyson is getting paid $100 million to fight opponents like this? Now, of course, he could end up fighting against Oscar Rivas next because Oscar Rivas is on the undercard of this fight. At least he's scheduled to be on the undercard. But fans are not going to be happy about this. Fans are not going to be happy about this fight. His debut on ESPN, and this is the opponent he's looking at. Not only will fans not be happy, but even Eddie Hearn has labeled this a terrible fight. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and quote exactly what he had to say. It's a terrible fight when you go from rematching Deontay Wilder to then fighting Tom Schwarz. I have to admire Tyson Fury. If he's getting paid the type of money he's reportedly getting paid to fight Tom Schwarz, congratulations. End quote. Now, you know what's really crazy about everything that Eddie just said right there? Is everything you guys just heard me say about this situation? I actually said this before I read what Eddie Hearn had to say. So he pretty much almost said everything that I said, and he was thinking the same way I was thinking, almost word for word. That tells you right there that the majority of fans are going to receive this news of him possibly fighting Tom Schwarz the exact same way me and Eddie Hearn took it and received it. I'm going to close with saying this. You know, that Hope Insurance is no damn joke. It truly covers everything that you say or do in the sport of boxing. Case in point, you have fans that are saying that Tyson Fury, he won the fight. Tyson Fury is saying he won the fight. But yet, Deontay Wilder was willing to take the rematch immediately, and it's Tyson Fury who's not ready for the rematch, right? So then you have fans trying to defend Tyson Fury. Once again, that Hope Insurance kicked in. They're trying to defend him and saying, oh, well, the reason why he doesn't want to take the fight is because he was robbed. He knows that he was robbed. That's why he doesn't want to take the fight. But we know that makes no sense at all, because robberies is what usually prompts a rematch. When Lennox Lewis was robbed against Evander Holyfield, everyone demanded a rematch. A lot of people thought Yordenis Ugas actually beat Sean Porter. Ugas, he went so far as to file in papers to the WBC trying to demand a rematch because he felt that he was robbed. So this is the way that a lot of fighters usually respond when they feel that they have been robbed in a fight. People don't say, I was robbed, but let me walk away. I never want to fight the guy again. Or, let me get a couple fights before I decide to go back in the ring with this guy. Once again, that is not the typical behavior of a fighter who feels he was robbed. And it's funny too, because Gennady Golovkin, some of these fans have said that Golovkin was robbed in his fight against Canelo Alvarez, the rematch. And yet Golovkin, he still wants another fight with Canelo Alvarez. In fact, the fans still want a fight with Golovkin versus Canelo Alvarez, despite some of them saying that Golovkin was robbed. So if you guys actually want to see Golovkin fight Canelo again because you believe Golovkin was robbed, why aren't you demanding Tyson Fury fight Wilder again in a rematch because you felt he was robbed? When it comes to this situation, once again, Tyson Fury's hope insurance is kicking in, and these fans are trying to cover him. Oh, he doesn't need to take the fight because he already won the first fight. It's not adding up, guys. It's not adding up at all. And the reality is, Tyson Fury, he knows how dangerous a Deontay Wilder fight would be. A lot of Tyson Fury's family members were traumatized after watching him almost get knocked out. So Tyson is no doubt thinking about all of that right now. So he goes from fighting who he called the other best heavyweight in the world to possibly fighting against Tom Schwarz next. We'll see who Tyson fights after Tom, but that's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.